Hello and welcome to Forza Flashback number 2. This is an online R1 class race on Laguna Seca, and despite it only being the second replay I ever saved, it's probably my all-time favourite race. Just about everything happens during the race and it's going to be fast and furious, which is why I've put these pictures in to give me time to do a quick introduction. So let's get straight into it. We start with the antagonist of the race, who shall henceforth be called the Idiot. As you can see, all he's doing is making a nuisance of himself by trying to take people out, but we'll have more on him later. So back to the start, and this time you're riding with me. As you can see, I don't get too bad of a start and I start to slowly catch up to the cars in front. However, there's a concertina effect which forces me into the pit lane exit road. There's our friend going through trying to take people out, and I end up coming out of the pit lane road in second place, which isn't too bad. I'm going to go back and show this in slow motion to show you exactly what happened. So here we are then, a decent start. Now the car in second place is going to move over to the left to defend from the car in third, and he in turn moves over the car in fourth, and I get pushed out into the pit lane exit road. I do skid a little bit here trying to control the speed because I've obviously never been around here before, but I managed to hold it, and while the guys are battling behind, I managed to come out in second place. It's quite lucky, but it was the only option I really had at the time. Now, from this first corner, I know immediately that I'm going to be able to overtake the car in front. I'm already better under brakes, so I'm just trying to decide where to do it. Ideally, I want to get in front quickly so I can get away and out in front and lead the race from start to finish. As you can see there, I went round the outside of him on that corner. I knew I was better under brakes, and it was the only option I really had because he defended the inside line. I took that last corner a bit too fast, just in case he came out up on the inside of me again and tried to take me out. There was a bit of argy-bargy behind, and then people go off left, right and centre, and it ends up being a two-horse race between me and the guy behind, whose name for future reference is called Celso. So me and Celso are going to be going at it for the rest of this race. Basically, the rest of them aren't even going to feature. And, oh yeah, here's our idiot friend again. Couldn't hit a barn door with a bloody shovel. So since Celso featured quite heavily, I figured I'd show you the first lap from his point of view. He also gets quite a good start, and as you can see there I am on the inside. Now he tries to go around the outside and into the first corner and gets tapped from behind. Doesn't unsettle him too much, and he manages to hold his line, but he loses time from the guys in front. He gets another tap from the same guy and then taps the guy in front of him. That manages to move him up and he inherits fourth place. Now this next section is a straight and everyone has the same car, so he's not going to really be able to do much here. However, as you can see on this corner, he does manage to catch up a little bit, so he's just trying to work out where to pass. He tries to go for the inside up here, but that's not possible. And this is the argy-bargy route I was talking about earlier. Now the guy in front of him is probably a bit unsettled by what's just happened, and he goes straight off the track, and that's the end of that. Now Celso has managed to inherit second place, and to be honest that's pretty much how he gets all of his positions, but you'll see more about that later. So here we are then, back with me, and it's lap 2. Now at this point in the race, all I'm concerned about is trying to keep the gap consistent and not make any mistakes. This is very unlike the first episode of the series where I wasn't sure exactly what I was doing and I didn't know the track very well. By this point, I'm quite happy with with the car in general, and I know it very well, and I also know the track very well too. So all I'm trying to do is not make any mistakes and keep the gap to the car behind consistent. I'm pretty confident that I'm the fastest car in the race, and if I'm not, I'm certainly faster than Celso behind me, so I don't really have to worry. However, I don't notice at the time, but now as you can see there, Celso is the biggest corner cutter you'll ever see. He just tries to cut every single corner, and that's just to keep up with me. So, on one hand, I didn't know that at the time, so I can't really complain. But on the other hand, I probably should have pushed a bit harder to try and get away from him and make a bigger gap. But these things are always easier with hindsight. So we're on lap 3, and as you saw there, the gap to Celso is still pretty consistent. I'm hitting all my apexes, getting the lines right, and he just can't catch me up at all. At this point, Celso actually makes a mistake, as you can see there, and goes off the track, which buys me a lot more time and I'm a lot more comfortable. However, I do see something on my map, which is quite strange, and I do take avoiding action because I know exactly what it is. Yep, it's our idiot friend again, trying to take me out. Thankfully, I saw him early and I could take avoiding action by cutting that corner. We'll see it from Celso's point of view, that whole section right now, because it's quite an important point of the race. So he's coming along nicely, as you normally would, and you know, he's not too bad of a racer, he's hitting decent lines and that, but I am just, you know, allowing him to keep the gap consistent. There he tries to cut the corner. It doesn't work for him because he hits a bump and then goes off even more, losing even more time. Now I'm pretty sure he won't have seen the idiot guy right here. That's just his normal line through the corner, and he happened to miss him completely, which was quite lucky for him. And here we'll quickly see it from the idiot's point of view. As you can see, he's just waiting here, ready for someone to come down. I come down and I happen to miss him, so he's probably annoyed by that. Celso comes down and misses him as well, but he does manage to collect someone behind. I'm pretty sure he's probably had that guy a few times off the road. So we're back with me, and there's only 2 laps to go. At this point, I'm reasonably confident that I'm going to win this race. Although I am on high alert, it has to be said, for that idiot guy. There's no way to know where he's going to be at any one moment, and I'm constantly looking at my map to make sure I don't run into him. However, as far as other cars are concerned in the race, I'm miles ahead of Celso at this point, and I'm just controlling it really. So as you can see, I'm controlling the race quite nicely. However, what happens next is so annoying, it's unbelievable. I'll leave you to watch it so you can see for yourself, and then I'll go back and play it in slow motion and explain exactly what happened. What can you say to that really? What can you say? Leading the race by a country mile and get taken out. Okay then, let's have a look in slow motion. I come down, take my normal line, and I see that guy on the map. However, I also notice that he's a Ferrari, so I think maybe he's a back marker and he's being hit by someone else. He is, and he lets me go, so I'm quite happy about that. However, the distraction of him makes me totally miss the idiot guy who comes the exact opposite way. I'm not prepared, and he just to say clips me, but it's enough to send me off the track. I can't get back on quick enough, and Celso comes through and once again inherits another position. This time, unfortunately for me, it's first place, and I'm relegated to second. Now we see it from the idiot's point of view. It's an innocuous clip, but it's enough to send me off. And then he gets absolutely hammered by another Ferrari who's probably been taken off by him many times. So now we'll see it from Selzo's point of view. He's coming along as normal and cuts the corner up here as normal. There it is. He actually messes that up completely, so it shows you how bad of a driver he is when he can't even cut corners properly, and then takes his normal line through this corner. He probably doesn't have a clue what's just happened in front of him until he passes me and his little dial will change from second to first. He probably can't believe his luck, and I'm right pissed off. So we're back with me, we're on the last lap, and I'm in second place. There's just over a minute left for me to try and get the win. Now I know I'm quicker than Selzo, but it's under braking where it's all going to happen. And I know that the first half of the lap isn't really that hard under braking. Oh, it's all going to happen in the second half of the lap. So I just try to hit my lines and apexes properly in the first half, hoping that it will come to me in the second half of the lap. Now I'll let you watch the second half just without me talking so you can see exactly what happened in real time. And then we'll go back in slow motion afterwards and I'll explain exactly what happened and we'll analyse it a bit more. So there we are then. I managed to get the win by making a last ditch pass on the very last corner of the very last lap. Let's go back and watch it in slow motion now, and I'll explain exactly what was going through my mind at each section. So here I'm just hitting my lines nicely. I know that I'm not going to be able to catch up that much at this area. At the top of this near the corkscrew is where it's all going to matter. We see the idiot guy come back down again, but because he's absolutely rubbish, he misses both of us. As we come up to the corkscrew, I brake and make up so much time on Selzo, it's unbelievable. However, he starts to cut the corner, so I think, well, I'm not having that, and I cut the corner as well. He still makes up a little bit of time through that section, however, but I'm not too worried because there's two more hard braking points to come. We come through here and I'm just waiting and making sure I get my braking right. He does a quite defensive line, so I can't get past there, so I know that the last corner is going to be my only chance. I move to the right to make him think that I'm going to take the normal line, and as soon as he moves to the right, I dive down the inside. It's a classic fake out move, and I get up the inside of him and block off his apex as he tries to cut back. Once that's done, he can't get past me anymore. We pass the guy who's, I don't know what he's doing, he must have just spun out on his own. And you can see Selzo's frustration right there. The final thing we'll see is from Selzo's point of view. He must be under immense pressure because he hasn't been in this position through the whole race, and, well, he's just been caught up massively in the last few corners. So as you can see, he does a decent defensive line going into the second last corner, but then thinks, he must see in his mirror that I'm going to the right. So he goes to the right to take his normal line and I dive up the inside. He can't get through, and that's the end of that. So we got the win in the end, despite great adversity from people trying to cut corners and take me out. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you enjoyed watching it half as much as I did making it, then I can't really ask for any more. It was really great to get back and look at one of my previous races and, go through it and analyse it in detail. If you have any suggestions for future videos in the series, feel free to let me know. And until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you later.